The film begins in India, a country of 390 million people ruled by England through the East India Company. The film centers on a small tribal community called Gond, located in the forests of Adelaide, where the government here is Scott Buxton, who is currently hunting, while his wife, Catherine Buxton, is choosing a beautiful woman. One of the local girls sings to him and also draws henna on his hand. The government's wife is so moved by the girl that she asks her husband to take her in. Buxton readily agrees, and then his men throw a coin to the child's parents, who think it is a reward for their daughter's actions. But only then did they find out that the girl and one of the cars were being taken. The girl's mother ran and begged. As the car was about to leave, the woman blocked it because she did not want to be separated from her child. The guard was about to shoot him when Buxton suddenly stopped him. But he only said that the bullet was too valuable to waste on a worthless one of their own, so instead the guard just took a stick and beat the woman. Then Buxton and his soldiers went to their newly purchased mantelpiece. The scene shifted to the outskirts of Delhi, where a protest was taking place here due to the arrest of Lala Lajpat Rai and the Indian freedom fighters. The protesters were made up of Hindus and Muslims who had come together against British rule. They suggested that Lajpat Rai should go out. Despite this, a man threw a stone and hit the portrait of the British governor. The superiors ordered to arrest the man who threw the stone and bring him to him. So, an ambitious police officer named Rama Raju fearlessly jumped into the crowd. He showed his loyalty to his duty and faced the protesters. No matter how many there were, he was temporarily cornered and beaten. But he did his best to break free and started chasing the man who threw the stone. Despite so many people blocking him, in the end, he managed to catch the man and bring him inside the station. The officer was very amazed by the strength he showed. After washing his face, he positioned himself again in front of the people who looked on in horror, and because of this, the protesters left. Then a ceremony was shown and Rama was hoping to be promoted for his actions, but this was thwarted when a British officer called him to give him the award instead. Because of this, Rama just took out his frustration by punching the punching bag repeatedly. Then the scene shifted to the manager's office, where a man named Nissan visited. He was the designated representative of Gun Village. He humbly begged that if possible the law be restored, and the woman they took, Scott Buxton. He insisted that the villagers were happy and kind people and that they only asked for the child to be returned. But the manager flatly rejected him. So Nissan said again that the villagers were like a flock of sheep, and they had a shepherd who protected them from the dangers outside. And when a sheep is lost, the shepherd will do everything he can to face even the tiger and the lion, just to find the lost sheep. This is just an introduction to the experience. And these are our two protagonists, Bheem. We can see Bheem naked, pouring blood on his body just to attract the wolf he is hunting. He succeeded in attracting the wolf, but another tiger came out and immediately chased him. He managed to lure it into the trap, but it was still not enough because this trap was only suitable for the wolf, and it could not withstand the strength of the tiger. However, Bheem pulled the rope with all his strength so that the tiger could not reach him, until he could spray it using sleeping gas. When the tiger lost consciousness, he came to it to apologize, saying that he would use the tiger for a mission. Then he prepared to rescue the girl Malli, who had been kidnapped by the land grabbers. He temporarily lived in Delhi for 6 months. He also changed his Muslim name to Akhtar and stayed in the city as a poor Muslim. During the day, he helped out while planning his mission. One day, a British man brought his motorcycle to the shop and complained that it had broken down again, saying that the service of this shop was sloppy. Bheem then checked the said problem and discovered that the reserve was on, which was why it was not working. This caused the officer with whom he was working to laugh. which embarrassed the officer, so he turned to Bheem and beat him for no reason. Meanwhile, Scott held a meeting to inform the soldiers about the mission he had been sent on. This was said to be the hunter of the gun village to retrieve the girl, so he ordered the Imperial Police to find him. When the police asked for any details about this hunter, unfortunately they did not know either. So one of the officers said how could they find someone who they did not even have a clue about his identity. Scott Buxton, who was also there at the meeting, said that whoever found this hunter would be promoted to the position of special officer. This was what Ryan had been waiting for the most. So he offered to present himself for the mission. Then Catherine said that if she brought the hunter of life here, she would be promoted. But if he is dead, he will be rewarded with a bounty. So Rama started researching this hunter. He worked with his uncle and discussed whether the revolutionaries would hold a meeting, because he also planned to attend the meeting. When he got there, he told him about the government's cruelty and also about what was being said. They hugged a young girl, which attracted the attention of Lachu, who was also Bheem's friend. He approached Rama because he hoped that Rama would help Bheem in rescuing the child. What he did not know was that Bheem was the one Rama was looking for. Lachu went with him, but when he learned that Rama was a police officer, Lachu got scared and ran. Rama chased him but eventually lost him until he reached the bridge. A train passed by that caught fire and exploded, and a young fish was trapped in the fire. Rama and Bheem noticed the boy, and Rama signaled for help from the people, and Bheem noticed him. Rama communicated with Bheem through gestures, and Bheem easily understood this. It just seemed that the two of them were synchronized. The two of them worked together to save the boy, and this resulted in the beginning of their friendship. A few days passed. Bheem and Rama became close friends. They ate together, went to places as if they were brothers. However, the two were unaware of their identities and missions. Rama helped Bheem talk to Governor Scott's girlfriend, Jenny. This became an opportunity for Bheem to gain access to the governor's house. One day he invited her to their palace, and there she saw the child, Molly. He promised to get Molly out of here. Then we see Rama staring at a pendant, and the scene shifts to a woman named Sita, who is doing the same thing. The villagers go to him to ask what's up with Rama, because it's been almost 4 years since he left to become a giant, and they are gradually losing hope. But Sita still believes in Rama that he will succeed. Finally, Rama catches Lachu and forces him to talk. But he didn't expect that Lachu was carrying a snake and it bit Rama. Then Lachu says that even the British have no cure for snake venom, and that he only has time to live. Rama rushes to Bheem, who is currently leaving the palace. Fortunately, Bheem noticed Rama and immediately began his treatment here. During these times, Rama noticed Bheem performing the ritual and came to life. So he realized that he was not a Muslim. Later, Bheem made Rama lie down, and this is when he revealed his true purpose. He said that he had tried to tell Rama this several times, but that he was afraid. Not because he did not trust in Rama, but because he was just concerned for his well-being. Then Bheem left to begin his plan, leaving Rama anxious. When he learned that the person he was looking for was the one he considered to be his true brother. Upon arriving at the governor's residence, a grand celebration was being held. Outside, Bheem's companions watched the entrance until they got a chance to enter a large truck. It turned out that this truck contained a large number of wild animals. Bheem took the animals with him and released them throughout the palace. The residents started to taunt and tease the animals, and Bheem stopped when he saw Molly being held by an officer. And Bheem did everything he could to save Molly. He beat the man holding the key and succeeded in getting it. But suddenly Rama arrived in a carriage, which Bheem suddenly saw his best friend wearing a police uniform, and Rama forced Bheem to arrest him, so the best friends started fighting. In the end, Malli was pointed at with a gun, which caused Bheem to finally surrender while his colleagues were able to escape. Then the scene shifted to where Rama had been promoted, where he had access to weapons, which was really his biggest scolding. A flashback is shown where Rama's father is serving the Imperial Police Governor Scott. He witnesses the brutal killing of an Indian man. Unable to bear the cruelty of the British any longer, Raju resigns from his post and returns home. He forms his own army to plan the invasion, and he trains them using wooden guns. Raju has a brother-in-law who is a member of the police, so at least somehow they still have access to the government. One day, Raju notices that his son Rama is good at using guns. Unexpectedly that day, the British suddenly attack them. Unfortunately, Rama's entire family dies and his father sacrifices his own life. Rama worked hard for 15 years to achieve his father. Every member of the country was given weapons to fight for their rights and own home against the invaders. He wrote a letter to Sita to tell her that his dream would soon come true. Then Buxton ordered him to whip Bheem in public. Rama told Bheem not to pursue his plan and to go home. But Bheem was stubborn and Rama preferred to beat him with a whip. The cruel governor's wife gave her, but Bheem was still strong, and he still had the motivation to sing and stand up straight. Because of this, the British army tortured him even more. Despite this, Bheem's song inspired the crowds outside and a huge riot broke out. Bheem was then taken to jail while Rama felt deep remorse for what he had done to his friend. His uncle arrived to inform him that he was finally the new one assigned to arms. This was what Rama had been waiting for all along. But of course, Rama also thought of his best friend Bheem, so he planned to take Malli back to the village. And in his desperation to save Bheem, he persuaded Scott to assassinate Bheem in a secret place, while he would prepare an ambush to save his friend. Unfortunately, Scott soon figured out Rama's plans. While he managed to rescue Malli from Scott's men, he was accidentally injured by a tree. Bheem, on the other hand, successfully freed himself. Then he thought that Rama was chasing Malli to kill her. So Bheem beat Rama before he fled with Malli. Then they ended up in the place where Rama's girlfriend Sita lived. Here, Sita revealed the whole truth regarding Rama's true intentions against the British government. So in the end, Bheem decided to save Rama's life. He also asked for sympathy from his beloved Jenny to help him. Bheem went to a barracks where Rama was imprisoned, and then released him after alerting the soldiers in Gedli. But this was not a problem for the two, and they easily subdued the soldiers. They temporarily hid in the nearby forest to plan their strategy. The next day, a flaming motorcycle flew towards Rama's living room. But this did not pose a problem for the two, and they easily entered the palace. And then it exploded, killing several of Scott's men and Nazama, Scott's wife Catherine. Finally, they cornered the severely wounded Scott. Rama handed the rifle to Bheem to completely end the rule of the British government. He also gave Bheem a bullet along with a cruel speech, before finally shooting Scott. Then they took Scott's weapons and finally got together with their girlfriends. Thank you for reaching this part of the video. If you like it, please subscribe and hit notification bell. Until next time, see ya.